set up as a government agency to investigate crime. They did find that indeed there were foreigners who had access to what we call critical election instruments. And their forensic report has established the presence of those persons. In other words, in layman's language, the DCI report has corroborated what the KPMG report has found and authorized users and access to critical elections technology. Should we ignore that and say, just look at the numbers, forget about the process? I humbly submit that we cannot now even focus on the numbers. We should not even, because the process through which those numbers are being arrived at has been compromised. So that anybody inviting you even to look at the number is inviting you down an alley, a process in which the wish of the people has been convoluted. My learned senior John Mohammed, representing a poor voter, did say that voter just wants to see, just wants to know, how was my vote converted into account and the result of the elections. If the infrastructure and the process set up for that poor voter does not guarantee integrity, then, my lords and my ladies, it is my humble submission that the number that an individual ultimately comes out with at the end does not matter. If that number comes out in a manner that infringes the Constitution, you've come up with your number in a manner that violates specific provisions of the Constitution, then that number does not matter. The Constitution has to be upheld. Because the Constitution is what established the framework through which we will start generating that number. You ignore the Constitution, then it doesn't matter. We've not organized ourselves as a sovereign on how to arrive at the number. My lords, as I move to conclude, I think it is very important that I buttress this point on the meaning of Article 138.3c, because I see I still have 4 more minutes and I will not wish to donate them at the moment, and Article 138.10. The IEBC shall tally and verify the count and declare the result. That's the first step. And I've been inviting the Honorable Court. There are numerous decisions from these courts on what a result is, outcome. So the first declaration to take ownership of the elections is done by the IEBC once they've verified and tallied the count. And some of the tools of verification, number one are the KIMS kits. Because the KIMS kits were meant to send you voter turnout per polling station. So part of how you verify, you ask yourself, this particular polling station, as per the KIMS kits, how many voters logged in? Thank you. How many voters logged in and voted in that polling station? Once you establish that, you check on the Form 34As, how many registered voters are entered to have voted in that station. If the numbers are different, then you ask for Form 32A, assuming some were identified manually. Those are the steps of verification. But if the numbers in your KIMS kits are less than the numbers of the votes returned and are not supported by any Forms 32As, then that's a polling station to be flagged. It means the verification has not returned or cleared that polling station. That is what the IEBC does. Verification is not, as they're trying to attempt to tell us, is about looking at the UV mark, looking at the serial number. Those are just part of verification. But the verification, number one, is to identify that indeed the true universe came out and voted. And that is very important. Once the commission satisfies itself, we go to Article 138.10, in which Article 138.10, the chairman now walks out of the commission meeting together with all his commissioners, if necessary, and proceeds to now declare the result. Because remember what I said, the first declaration was done by the IEBC when they concluded their verification and tallying. Then the other declaration, 138.10, is done by the chairperson. And then he issues the certificate as an individual. So that to assume that the chairperson on his own can conduct, or that the staff of the commission are the ones to do the tallying and verification, that is erroneous. It is the commission that does it. The staff of the commission are spread everywhere. They report to the commissioners who constitute the commission. And the commissioners take control of that process. And finally, my lords and my ladies, it is not the first time we are holding elections in this country. To say that Mr. Chebukati didn't know what the law was. He knew. These provisions have been applied in 2013. They were applied in 2017, 1, and 2017, 2. And the commission functioned as a commission to conduct those elections. Why should we now move away? My lords, finally, in this election, we submit the people had their say, but the machines, technology, had its way. Please correct it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Petition number 4 of 2022, David Kariuki Ngari.